Hey guys, it's Matt. Welcome back to the Quantum of Conscience show. It's Wednesday, March 19th, 2025, and somehow we've gotten through the Ides of March, whatever that is. We have a very special treat this morning for you Australians listening, you Outbackers. Our friend George really did produce this graphic, which you've seen before, and he's printed up 20 t-shirts for those in Australia. I'm sorry he can't ship them all over the world, but at his own expense for shipping. If you're in Australia, I guess if he has like 10 left over, maybe he'll consider New Zealand. To anybody outside that region, it's just all the same place. Maybe they take the same stamps as Australia. You could leave, if you're only in Australia, sorry, only for Australia. If you leave your email address with the first word t-shirt in the comments section, then I'll collect it up. I'll look at the comments today several times, and I'll send George 15 or 20 emails, and he can mail you the shirt. No, I don't know about sizes. I don't know about George just printed 20 up. Pretty cool. Thank you, George. But this is an offer that's only for you Outbackers. Can we call you that? Thanks a lot, George. Again, no charge. George even will pay the shipping. Maybe it'd be nice to send him $5 or something back if you want to. You don't have to. Leave your email, all caps t-shirt, email address. I'll write it down and then delete the comment as soon as I can. Only for those in Australia. Thanks again to George. So, as you know, we have a show. I hate that word. It's not a show, but what am I supposed to call it, right? Called Dearly Beloved, We Are Gathered Here Today, or We Are Gathered Here Today to get through this thing called life, different variations of it based on the opening of Prince's Let's Go Crazy. And I decided to look at the words again. I was pretty sure what they were, but it's awfully strange. Let's just look at this for a minute before We Are Gathered Here Today, quote, show is a variety of different hodgepodge topics, just so we can kind of get through, just like it says, to get through this really strange, effed up thing, which has become life. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. No, I don't want to talk about the Mandela effect. I don't. He says, electric word life. It means, pretend there's an organ in the background. I can't even play 1 second. The video would be blocked worldwide. Pretend there's just an organ with just somebody holding down the same key. Electric word life. It means forever. No, it doesn't. Electric word life, that doesn't make any sense. It means forever. No, it doesn't. There's a tiny little train stop, Prince. As you know, should an elevator word for you, it means life. It doesn't mean forever. This doesn't make any sense. And that's a mighty long time. But I'm here to tell you, there's something else. The afterworld. Well, why did you just say life means forever, but there's something else? The writing of, I like the music, but the writing of this is really, he should be ashamed of himself. A world of never-ending happiness. You can always see the sun. We can always see the sun. That describes a Siberian gulag north of a certain latitude. What are you talking about? Day or night. So when you wake up and call that shrink in Beverly Hills, you know the one Dr. Evans going to be, oh, this is horrible. I like the song, but Prince, if you're listening to me, this is horrible. Oh my God, Matt, it just dawned on me what you're doing with this Stove Advice channel. You're enacting mini portals to hell. You're some sort of demon inside the stove itself. It's some sort of gateway or portal to hell. It does seem like that with some of the tests. But all kidding aside, guys, this is extremely reciteer topic. All kidding aside, let's change the mood up a bit. I literally wrote the half page. Not the half page that's 3.5 pages that takes me 50 minutes to present, but what would the actual half page be? 4 minutes of reading. 3.5 to 4 minutes or 5 minutes at the most. A true half page. Restricted words. I wrote it up, and to save it on my email, I sent it to myself. Now I do this every day. Bill sends me a poster. I send it to myself because then I can move it over eventually to the Mac. Send it. Okay, we've all met Pootie Tang Award. We all know you can send an email to yourself and then access it from somewhere else. Well, there's only one email ever in my life that didn't come back to me. It was the half page. It was yesterday. You got to trust me. There's no way I can prove it. Matt, you just say this stuff to try to create an interesting show. If you would see right through it. If I bullshitted 1% on anything, you would see right through it. It was the half page. This is what this existence is. Limiting it. I was going to present it on Saturday as well as some other things. I've never presented just the abridged, I guess you would call it, the absolute minimum. Sent it to myself. It never came back. Usually it's for Yahoo Mail, 3, 4, 5 seconds. Instantly it just comes back. I see it in my inbox. 10 minutes, 15. This morning, nothing. Now I'm able to see it. I went to my sent mail, found it there, and screenshotted it, so I have it, and I can read it. But it never came back. I don't know what to make of that. We'll just leave it at that.
In the fast-paced world of customer service, call center employees often face the brunt of customer frustrations. Recognizing the emotional toll this can take, SoftBank has developed an innovative AI tool called SoftVoice. This cutting-edge technology is designed to emotion cancel by altering the tone of angry customer voices into calmer ones during calls. The aim is to provide a mental shield for call center operators, reducing their stress and helping them maintain a professional demeanor. SoftVoice is not intended to erase all traces of frustration, but to moderate the tone, so that the essence of the customer's message is preserved without the emotional weight. This technology reflects a growing trend in AI development focused on emotional intelligence, aiming to create a more harmonious interaction between customers and service providers.
Okay, guys, I've downloaded the trial software so we can test it. All I have to do is call any one of my vendors, Verizon, cell phone, Comcast cable. Almost all of them will route me to some Manila-based Philippines call center, and as usual, I will get very, very upset with them. As Mr. McKinley, what's your social security? You should have my information. Can you confirm your address? You've been mailing me bills for 12 years. What are you fucking talking about? Confirm my address. Is this Mr. McKinley? Yes, it's Mr. McKinley. Not McKinley. McKinley, you son of a beach. That's usually what happens. Let's see how the software works. Hello? Is anybody still there? Don't just leave me in silence while you try to manage other calls at the same time. I rebooted my modem 3 times. What's the 4th time going to do? It's going to be the same result. Every time you ask me to reboot the modem, I got to fucking crawl under my desk, pull the plug out. You wait 10 seconds. I wait 10 seconds. It's all dusty. There's cobwebs down. We don't put these modems in accessible places. It's not good for my back or my knees every time you ask me to reboot the modem. It's not working. Send me a tech. Why do you keep trying to do this on the phone? Do they pay you in like fried noodles or something? Because it sounds like it. You've got something wrong with you. How come every time I have to talk to somebody, it's in Manila, the Philippines? Why can't I talk to somebody in the fucking United States? Now, once it's run through the SoftBank software, this is what the customer service agent hears in Manila, Philippines, to soften it up. They don't hear exactly what I said, but it's very similar. They hear, I am disinclined to have to reboot the modem again because I have a bad back and knees. Is there something else you would suggest? How do they pay you? Do you like fried noodles? Is there an agent that I can speak to in the United States, even though I love the Philippines? No shit. That's what it converted to. Amazing. This new SoftBank software, which they call outside the United States, tone down the American, will have a positive impact on the mental health of customer service workers all over the world. I'd like to get one for my girlfriend. I could call it jewelry. She could wear some sort of translator box around her neck. I could put rhinestones around it. I think it's a new type of jewelry for my new style American girlfriend, and everything she complains about. We go out on Friday night. The shrimp was undercooked. I didn't like the show. Take me home. Every time, then it can translate. I can hear something. Matt, thank you for the dinner. Take me home and make love. I need one for my damn girlfriend. I got this from Rob last week from Reuters. Citigroup Bank mistakenly credits customer account with $81 trillion. Now you get $81 trillion put by mistake in your account. You got to move on that. You got to start moving money within the minute. How many zeros is that? Is it 12? 12 zeros? Go to cash a check, $20. Miss, can you put my account balance on the slip? Oh, sure. And you see it says $81 trillion. You got to say time out, take off work, start moving money everywhere you can, start buying hard assets, move as much shit around before they draw it back. It reminds me of a story my cousin told me a long time ago. He and another guy that I knew was a long-term friend of his worked in San Francisco in the early 90s at a magazine. They sold advertising space, blocks of advertising around the magazine's articles, etc. He knew the magazine wasn't doing very well. So every time they got a paycheck, back in the day, no direct deposit, early 90s, you actually got a check. And they would run the check their paycheck. They would run it down the street to a bank because they knew at some point this bet thing was going under. They heard things or they knew certain people. And the manager knew what they were doing, and I forget exactly the details of it, got upset at them. And they even got it where I think they knew a guy or a woman that worked in the administrative office, and they would somehow get their paycheck an hour early and take like a 10:45 lunch and run the paycheck down to the bank because they just knew a payroll every Thursday or every other Thursday maybe was I don't know, $35,000. And they knew maybe there was $8,000. At some point, a lot of people were not going to get paid. So for weeks, he said once they literally ran thinking that day it was going to go under, but it went under a few weeks later. But they were running their paycheck in other words, the point is if you get 81 trillion put into your account by mistake, you got to move on that immediately. Transfer money everywhere you can until they start withdrawing it back. That's my advice. Sitting here for a minute looking at this, I don't want to forget to talk about the more important point. It's Pootie Tang Award to the old guard, but this is the Amish classroom. We have all different types. If they can simply put 81 trillion in your account, it shows how fake the entire system is and how banks and all aspects of Fed Treasury literally just make up money. We know that. Yeah, Pootie Tang Award on that. There's different types of people here. They literally create, when a mortgage, you go in for a mortgage, they literally just create the money. They put it into a ledger, a digital ledger. It didn't exist. It never does exist. Then you go out and work for 30 years hard to pay them back the money that they created in a millisecond and didn't have to do one drop of work to put into the system. Go figure that out. Yet, if we tell that to our family and friends, even to this day, we're still one of those people. This short segment is a Not Nilk mini lesson to the spitballers and just a brief reminder to the old guard. And remember that the Not Nilk is always trying to piss you off. It's always trying to mock you or to get under your skin. And this is a perfect example of it. It's also a great example of, even if it's real, it's fake. Denny Hamlin is a NASCAR race car driver and the most hated one. Most of the fans in the audience that go see, they boo him, they hate him, and they should. He's a real handjob, asshole, jerk-off. This guy is going to race at Las Vegas. He always has a good chance to win. He owns a race team with Michael Jordan. He's probably worth about $150 million in total. So he has a great chance to win the Las Vegas race, and that would be great for him. But the day before, he just happens to go to the slot machines, and he hits a $126,000 jackpot on a digital slot machine. Of course, somebody's there to capture it on camera immediately. That's not so much out of the question. I guess he's a superstar, and people are filming him anyway, and we all have our phones, so whatever. That's not that suspicious. Although, somebody started filming it almost at the moment, or even before he hit the jackpot. It's a little strange. But so in other words, the fans, these fans that go to Vegas NASCAR or whatever, it's still a very blue collar group. It's like the South Philly fans that go see the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, they will save whatever they make in their jobs to be able to go see the sporting event. They shouldn't even be able to afford it. They should put it into their kids' college education. But these are the types of fans. So fans they're scraping together, many are scraping together whatever they can to go see the event. And the most hated driver just playing around in the slot machines the day before. And, he hits 120. He's worth about, again, owns a race team with Michael Jordan, is worth, I don't know, $100 million to $150 million. And he just hits 126,000. And being the hand job he is, now Denny is hated. This would have been his chance to get some goodwill. By the way, no, I don't think it's fake. I think even if it's real, it's fake. Overall, it's fake because it's part of a fake reality. No, I don't think it was staged or anything like that. I think he really hit it. It's just the way this reality works. Denny believes he really got lucky. It's part of a Not Nilk script that many of us live in, but we'll talk about that some other time. I think it's the Not Nilk does this to get under people's skin. The most hated driver is also the richest, works with or owns a team with Michael Jordan, and then just hits 126,000 what the audience and the fans would die to do. Now, he has an opportunity to improve his image. If he thinks, I was going to say thinks quickly, but if he truly was a nice guy, he would be ready to do this sort of thing. He would have immediately turned to whoever was filming, oh my goodness, 126,000. It's all going to charity. He could have pointed right at the camera It's all going to charity, and he could have followed up with news articles later, whatever sports writers wanted to cover it, of where the 126,000 and what charity it went to. I watched the video. I couldn't stomach it for more than 20 to 25 seconds before I turned it off. Doesn't say anything about giving it to charity. You just take that 126,000, Denny, and put it on top